Welcome to the webinar training series for the MEville to WEville curriculum. In this webinar, participants will be provided with information about literacy enrichment. If you have any questions regarding MEville to WEville, you can contact the curriculum team by email at curriculum@ablenetinc.com. Please feel free to contact us for additional support or follow-up questions. Remember that implementing a new curriculum will take time, and one of the most important steps to being successful is to know what materials you have and how to organize them. Let's get started. MEville to WEville is an emergent literacy and communication program that primarily teaches concept of print by way of experiential learning in the lessons, and what students know to use and create print materials. Linking their own experiences with the written word helps students understand the purpose of reading. MEville to WEville is designed for students K through 12 with moderate to severe disabilities who struggle with literacy skills. As we know, there are some students in all grade levels who are at the very beginning of literacy. There are students who do not know about words and letters or understand what reading is all about. This may be their first experience with reading, or they may have had little to no instruction with literacy. MEville to WEville has been written in an age-neutral fashion to appeal to learners of all ages who are just at the very beginning of literacy instruction, whether in kindergarten or high school. Reading, writing, speaking, and listening are the four components of literacy. Students learn these skills concurrently at different individual rates. It is for that reason that MEville to WEville lessons are written to include all four components. All students can learn to be literate, but literacy may look different for each individual student. Students learn concept of print by experiencing vocabulary word meanings and activities, writing and reading during those experiences and about those experiences, working with letter sounds and rhyming words, and by way of literacy strategies that are learned over time, building skills slowly so students can understand what it means to make text connections, make predictions, read with a purpose, and identify main idea and details, to name a few. All of these activities in the lessons are highly supported for success and motivation to learn about reading and learn to enjoy it, reinforcing the idea that this is what I do and think about when I read. In this way, students gain an understanding of what reading is about and why it is important. By raising expectations and focusing on repetition and variety within the lessons, teachers allow students to acquire new knowledge and skills over time. When students are on the path to literacy, learning what they need to know to gain concept of print skills, they are mirroring what their general education peers have done from a very young age into their school years. In this way, students are on their way to being literate, whatever their potential may be. When you are familiarizing yourself with the curriculum, be sure to review the lesson objectives in the front of the teacher's guide. There you will recognize how the early literacy lessons support later strategies taught. Also, take note that this curriculum is meant to reinforce concept of print within every lesson. As you work with your students, be sure to continually reinforce the concept of print skills listed in blue here. It is important to provide instruction and practice in listening to and working with letter sounds. As a way to reinforce the words students are learning, there are initial letter lessons that can be used for students who may benefit from them. Do note that there will not be a letter lesson for every letter or for vowels. These lessons are meant to be an introductory support for students who are just at the beginning of their phonics journey. To know which letters are taught and when you could incorporate those letter lessons into your instruction, there is a list in the members-only content located in the Additional Lessons folder. As a reminder, the lessons are meant to be an early introduction to phonics, so you will only see initial letter names and sounds. The selected letters and words are connected to a vocabulary and word wall word found within the lessons of MEville to WEville. The letter names and sounds are taught together within each lesson. You should refer to the Action Dictionary for suggested adaptations for students that require additional support, so all students can participate in the letter lessons. The letter lessons are written in the same structure as the lessons in MEville to WEville. An activity box can be used for generic letter name and sound activities. Finally, you will want to adjust the pace in which you introduce new letters. Allow your students time to learn and become familiar with letters before introducing more. As the teacher, it is up to you to decide which letters to introduce to your students. Here is an example of a letter lesson for the letter M. You will notice the layout of the lesson is the same as the MEville to WEville lessons. Activities that accompany the lessons have also been prepared for you. In this example, students use marshmallows to work with the letter M. To incorporate the letter lessons in your classroom, you should choose a letter based on the vocabulary word or words in the lesson of MEville to WEville you are currently teaching. Alternatively, you could choose letter lessons based on other criteria, such as each student's name, one letter lesson at a time, of course, or something else that will hold meaning for your students, such as the name of your school. Letter lessons can be taught after you've taught learning new words. This way, students have some background knowledge about the word you will be associating the letter with. You can then continue with the remaining lessons: vocabulary, word wall words, literacy lesson, and writing. Be sure to point out any time a word with matching initial letter appears within the lesson and throughout the day. This will strengthen students' understanding of why letters are important. Review portions of the letter lesson daily so students have plenty of chances to make the connections between the letter, letter sounds, and words. Also, be sure to review previous letter lessons as well. Rhyming lessons can also be found in the members-only content. The structure and implementation is similar to the letter lessons. Rhyming lessons are an early introduction to phonemic awareness. The lessons focus on onsets and rhymes, with the rhymes being connected to the vocabulary and word wall words found within the lessons. You will find adaptations for rhyme in the Action Dictionary, so you will want to incorporate those adaptations for students that require additional support. As mentioned earlier, the structure of the rhyming lessons is the same as the MEville to WEville and letter lessons. An activity box can be used for generic rhyming activities. Finally, you will want to adjust the pace in which you introduce rhyming lessons. Allow your students time to learn and become familiar with each before introducing more. As the teacher, it is up to you to decide which rhyming lessons to introduce to your students. As we conclude this webinar, I would like to thank you for your time today. If you have questions or would like to request a live training for the MEville to WEville curriculum, please contact a curriculum team representative at curriculum@ablenetinc.com. We look forward to hearing from you.